Two rockets, two billionaires, one bold dream. To conquer space in one corner, the behemoth of Mars ambition, SpaceX's Starship. In the other, the stealthy challenger, rising from the quiet, Blue Origin's New Glenn. Both promise to redefine how humanity reaches the stars, but only one might shape the future. In this 20-minute journey, we will pit these titans against each other in a cosmic showdown of power, innovation, and ambition. This is SpaceX versus Blue Origin. Who wins the future? Our story begins not in space but in Silicon Valley. Elon Musk, fresh off PayPal, launches SpaceX in 2002 with a vision to make life multiplanetary. Meanwhile, Jeff Bezos, Amazon's mastermind, found Blue Origin in 2000 with a quieter but equally radical goal: to preserve Earth by moving heavy industry into space. One runs fast, breaks things, and innovates in the open. The other moves slow, builds methodically, and works mostly behind closed doors. But both are now front runners in a race once reserved for nations. Let's meet the contenders. First, SpaceX's Starship. At 120 meters tall, is the tallest rocket ever built. Fully reusable, designed for 150 tons of cargo to low Earth orbit. Propelled by 33 methane-fueled Raptor engines. Its mission? Mars, lunar bases, interplanetary colonization. Starship has already made several test flights, fiery explosions and all, but that's the Musk way. Fail fast, learn faster. Isn't that something to incorporate in our lives? We usually do not take risks. Let us learn something from Elon Musk. Now getting back to the topic. Now enter Blue Origin's New Glenn. Standing at 98 meters, it's not quite Starship size, but still massive. Reusable first stage, dual payload fairings, 7 BE engines using the same methane-oxygen combo. New Glenn is optimized for launching commercial payloads to orbit, quietly aiming to dominate the satellite market. In specs, Starship wins on raw power and ambition. But New Glenn, it plays the long game. Let's look under the hood at the engines. SpaceX's Raptor engines are a marvel. Full flow staged combustion, the holy grail of rocket design. Why does that matter? More efficiency, more power, less waste. But they are also complex, very complex, which means more room for things to go wrong, right? Blue Origin's BE engines, simpler design, less thrust, but designed for reliability. Interestingly, ULA, United Launch Alliance, is betting on BE-4s to power their Vulcan rocket. That's a serious nod of confidence. So who's ahead? If you value raw power and potential, then SpaceX. But if you prioritize reliability and stability, Blue Origin has a case, isn't it? Write in the comments as to who do you think would be winning the space war. Here's where things get real. Starship has already launched and crashed and launched again. SpaceX iterates in public. It learns from explosions. Remember the Musk idea? Fail fast, learn fast. And now it's gearing up for its first orbital missions. It's already been picked by NASA for the Artemis lunar landing system. That shows the amount of confidence that NASA has. Meanwhile, New Glenn has yet to fly. After multiple delays, its maiden launch is scheduled but untested. However, Blue Origin's track record with New Shepard, its suborbital rocket, is almost flawless. It proves Blue Origin knows how to build reliable vehicles they just move slower. SpaceX leads, not because it's flawless, but because it's flying. Let's talk money and sustainability. Reusability is the key to lowering costs and scaling space flight. Starship is fully reusable. The booster lands, the ship lands. In theory, it can fly again the same day. That's game changing. New Glenn, partially reusable. Only the booster is designed to land, much like the Falcon 9. Still an improvement, but not revolutionary. SpaceX is already flying reused boosters. Some have flown 20 plus times. That's how SpaceX slashes launch cost to as low as $2,500 per kilogram. That is a significant efficiency. If Starship succeeds, it could drop that number to under $500, which is somewhere around 40,000 rupees. That's unheard of. Blue Origin has yet to prove. It can reuse at scale. So, advantage SpaceX. Here's the philosophical difference. SpaceX wants Mars. Elon Musk talks about cities on the red planet. Isn't that revolutionary? He's planning for extinction level events. Blue Origin wants to save Earth. Jeff Bezos envisions trillions of humans living in O'Neill cylinders, rotating space habitats, while Earth becomes a nature preserve. New Glenn is just a stepping stone to Blue Moon and the long-term orbital future. Starship is a direct shot to other planets. Both are future-facing. Both are bold, but the goals couldn't be more different. NASA's verdict. So far, it favors SpaceX. The $2.9 billion human landing system contract for Artemis went to Starship. More recently, Blue Origin secured a $3.4 billion Artemis contract for a second lunar lander, a sign it's still in the game. Meanwhile, the Pentagon and commercial satellite companies are leaning towards Starlink and Starship's capabilities. But Bezos has friends in high places. Blue Origin's government ties and lobbying power should not be underestimated. In contracts, it's neck and neck, but SpaceX has a slight edge in execution. So, who wins the future? If we are judging by ambition, speed, and execution, it's hard to argue against SpaceX. It's flying, it's failing, and it's flying again faster than anyone else. Starship is aiming for Mars, refueling in orbit and revolutionizing Earth to Earth travel. But if you value long-term planning, slow precision, and the broader dream of saving Earth, Blue Origin might be your bet. New Glenn may be late to launch, but when it does, it could quietly corner key parts of the orbital economy. In reality, both might win in different ways. SpaceX pushes humanity outward. Blue Origin helps us preserve home. And in this cosmic race, maybe that's exactly what we need. So, are you Team Starship or Team New Glenn? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let the debate begin. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the future of space, science, and the mysteries shaping our world. And speaking of powerful launches, we just explored rockets racing to space. But now let's talk about the fuel that powers you. Kale, quinoa, turmeric, chia seeds, are they really superfoods or just super hype trends with fancy labels? In our next episode, we break down the science behind the world's most powerful foods, the antioxidants, the brain boosts, the cancer-fighting claims, all revealed. From ancient wisdom to cutting-edge research, It's time to decode the truth. Superfoods explained the science that makes them super. Premiering soon because the next frontier is your fort. Thank you and have a nice day.